Hello patrons! So it is my long-awaited, I'm gonna say long-awaited, maybe you don't even care, vlog about Hollywood Carnival. So this past, you know what, I don't know when this is coming out. A Saturday in June, I went to Hollywood in Los Angeles, California to celebrate Carnival, not to be confused with Carnival. Carnival is from the same base as Caribbean Carnival is, which is from the same base that, what do they do in Louisiana? Mardi Gras is from, and I'm sure they have other ones all around the world, but basically it all comes from, I think the French. I think we can blame the French for this. They would do a big celebration before Lent so that everyone could get all their sinning out. And this manifested in different ways in all the different places it was done. So in the Caribbean, what it was is the night before you would have a big party called Juve, and you would dance, and in St. Lucia, where my father's from, you would say la bouée, muddy up yourself, get covered in mud or paint or powder, whatever that particular community does. And then you dance all night, and then the sun would come up, you'd go home, change into your carnival outfit, and you go and you dance the carnival parade. Now during carnival, your goal is to be drunk and bacchanal. Bacchanal comes from the word Bacchus, the god of pleasure and wine and having a good time. So the idea is to be full of pleasure and to do all those sins you're not going to get to do during Lent. Now, of course, as this became popular, you couldn't have it all on the same day or people wouldn't be able to go to all of the different carnivals around the world. And so places moved theirs around. And so they're not all right before Lent anymore, but that's where they came from. And I've done many, many carnivals in my life. I've done St. Lucia Carnival, DC Carnival, New York Carnival, Norfolk Carnival, and now I've done Hollywood Carnival. And I had an amazing time during Carnival itself, the actual parts, and I'm going to show you videos and everything where I show you, we line up in the bands, they gave us free breakfast and some drinks, and while we were dancing, a lady would come by with little vials of alcohol. It was great. And by this point, I was incredibly drunk. I'll tell this story better in a second. And just dancing drunkenly down the street, letting all my cares go, knowing I look good as fuck, looking at all the other girls, half of whom couldn't even dance as good as I could. I had men coming up and telling me that they were in love with me, picking me up and dancing with me. It was really great for my self-esteem. So in order, what happened, sorry, my hand itches. That wasn't really a great way to resolve it. So here's what happened. I get there and there's all these different parties, but I knew from the Memorial Day weekend that I couldn't do every single party. So I just signed up for one party a day. So the first party was Thursday, and you're gonna see that's the one where I have the video of food. That's why I picked this party, because it had free Trinidadian food, a lot of which I hadn't tried. So I ate something called doubles and damn, I'm not gonna remember the name of the little puff pastry. It starts with a PH. You can Google it. I believe in you, you'll find it. Anyway, and that party was dead at first. I was like, damn, but okay, I got good food. And then it livened up to the point where people brought steel pans and drums and actually were playing along to the music that the DJ is playing. It's a very special, important moment. If you've ever been around Caribbean people and they've had like a barbecue or something, someone's gonna get out. The joke is bottle and spoon, but sometimes it really is a bottle and spoon, or conch. And these are sounds that are just really traditional to a soca party, so it just feels really good. Soca is a music not to be confused with dance hall, but it is a Caribbean music. You've heard calypso before, and soca means soul calypso, so it's just calypso with a little more bass. Calypso are songs like Feeling Hot, 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 Da-na-na, or Limbo, or the one from Beetlejuice. Anyway, those are calypso songs by Harry Belafonte, very cool guy. Anywho, so soca is just upgraded with more bass, and it's something that I grew up with once I became a teenager. Yeah, I think that's considered a teenager. I'd spend every summer in St. Lucia that I could, so it really became important to me. And then in America, I eventually, from going to dance hall concerts and stuff, I made my own set of first generation Caribbean kids like me, and so we would have these parties, and so this was all just like a homecoming for me. So Thursday night, food party, dancing, drums, took forever to get home. I had to wait on a lift for like 30 minutes. Get home, Friday night, my friend was coming. I was so excited because I had such a good time the night before. That party sucked. The DJ was awful at transitions. Neither of us could catch a vibe, as we say. We couldn't like get into it. So we ended up, but we got free beef patties, and then because our friend worked there, and then we left. So the next morning was Carnival. Now here's the thing, I knew to pregame before Carnival because America has all these laws about openly carrying alcohol while you dance, right? So I knew, okay, I need to drink now because they won't be able to see me drinking on the road. I didn't know they were going to come by with those smart little vials. But anyway, here's where I fucked up. I was running late, so I grabbed my sunblock and everything, and I went and got in the car, but partway into the car ride, I became incredibly drunk. And drunk Sarah thought she had already put the sunblock on. She had not. Anyway, so though I had an amazing carnival, I got sunburned to hell, like crazy bad sunburn. I have crazy shapes on my body. I'm peeling like a snake skin. It's awful. Anyway, so then didn't go to any parties after Carnival because there was, you'll see it, there's footage of a little festival. At the end of Carnival, we got our free plate of food, and there was supposed to be a concert, and Machel Montano, who's a really big deal, he's probably like one of the biggest soca performers of all time, was gonna be there. But it was about 4 p.m. There was no shade, there was nowhere to sit, and we couldn't leave because we had the wrong wristband, and we would have had to pay like $20 to come back in. So we were trying to just tough it out. I think we lasted about 45 minutes and we were like, all right, sorry, Masha, we'll just watch it on YouTube. We were in pajamas with our hair bonnets on by 7 p.m., laying in bed going, eh. Anyway, the next day was Juve. I did a photo shoot first. And then Juve is, like I said, where you get covered in mud or powder or paint. This place did paint, foam, and a water hose. You can see it in my videos where they're spraying us with the hose, with the foam. Just so you know, I was in the middle. I was getting covered in paint. And then I was dancing the foam, but then the water hose washed all the paint off of me, so in almost none of my photos do I look like I even was there. I filmed mostly from the back because I didn't want to fuck up my phone. And you'll see I have a picture of people like wrap their hair in plastic, people wear shower caps, like people who've been to Juve a lot do all these things to protect their body from the elements, and everyone's wearing like ugly clothes because we know they're gonna get fucked up. It was a great time. I actually haven't had a foam party since I was a teenager, and I missed it because foam is so fun to dance in because it's warm. I like to be warm, and it's wet, so you're just dancing with people and you're just soaking wet against strangers' bodies. I made a bunch of friends. I did a little yoga, but there was no shade and no seating. Once again, even though I put sunblock on, I got sunburned even worse. So I actually have blisters. I sunburned that bad. Anyway, great time. Finished up, met up with some friends for Korean barbecue, and that was the end of my carnival. So enjoy all this footage. I want you to feel like you're there, so that's why I wanted to talk at the beginning. And now I've got about 4 minutes, 30 seconds of footage of everything I talked about, so you can feel like you were there at Carnival with me.